Hi, welcome back to our show. My name is Pisek or Benz. We are at episode 12 today of Case Done. At Case Done, we promise to bring you actionable insights about AI and generative AI so that you can empower yourself, your team, and so that you can work together and live better. Today, we have three exciting, interesting topics for you. The first one is from HuggingFace. They are implementing the next generation of their OpenLM Leaderboard. Is actually more in terms of upgrading the benchmarks so that we can evaluate LLMs well with rules clear. On the second one, we are going to use a tool, open source tool, so you can use it on your laptop, as well as free models like Llama 3. This is going to allow you to do retrieval augmented generation on your machine. You can chat with your document. You can chat with perhaps your Excel sheet or PDFs with this tool. On the last topic, we are going to explore Vertex AI from Google. We probably focus more on a pre-made user interface that allows a user to quickly use and experiment with prompts and using multi-models like Gemini 1.5 Pro and 1.5 Flash. And more excitingly, we are going to implement RAG using the Vertex AI agent builder. Pretty much you can build an agent and equip a RAG tool to it. It's as easy as a few clicks, well, maybe like 10 clicks. This is the topic for today. So let's get started. Don't forget to give us likes, leave your comments, share us to your friends, and also subscribe to our channels. We have YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Facebook. All right. Now, we are going to take a look into the first topic. It's about the development in the large language model world. HuggingFace has announced that it's going to improve or has implemented the upgrade of its Open LLM Leaderboard. Now, the importance of having the leaderboard is that we can now have a standardized way to compare different language models that a lot of providers like Google, Meta, Mistral, even from Alibaba. So these models, providers, we need a way to actually measure their performance in a standardized way. And HuggingFace has stepped up to did that for the first version. But this month in June, they have announced that they are going to upgrade it to the second version. So let's take a look at why this is important. Now, major problems in LLM comparison is the following. Most of the LLM providers do not provide transparency or reducibility of their claims, even in their papers or their release notes, right? So they can just claim whatever number they want, but they don't have backups or even reproducible evaluation that other people can do that. Most of them do not provide that. And some even might adjust their way of evaluation setup in order to optimize the scores altogether. And this, it can be for their own public opinion or public evaluation. But this is not good for the whole community, right? We want a standardized way to know whether this model is actually doing well in real life, not just that it is really good on a rig scoring system. Now, the other set of problem is that the new models that they are releasing, the providers are releasing to the community, is that they're so good that they do really, really well on most of the benchmarks already. And this problem is called a saturation problem. And this is a graph that is shown model performances as times go by different benchmarks or tasks. And you can see that now it's kind of an exceed human baseline already. So these benchmarks are getting too easy for new models, and therefore it's not going to be a reliable test for us moving forward. And some of these test benchmarks are actually leaked into the training of the data that the model use. So basically, this is not a good way to do it. But if you provide test samples during the training, the model can memorize that training, even though it will do well during the test time. But because it just memorizes the answer, that it doesn't really distill knowledge or generalization from the training at all. This is like a student just memorize the whole textbook. They will do really well at the test, but once you don't have textbook, you cannot generalize anymore. You cannot apply your knowledge. And this is exactly the same thing that is happening in the LLM world right now. Some of the benchmarks are leaked into model training. And there are a couple of research works have shown that some of the benchmarks actually contain some errors in it. As an example, the MLU benchmarks have some errors, some noise in their test, and even the GSM 8K has some kind of like output format error. So these all the reasons combined motivated HuggingFace to upgrade its OpenLLM Leaderboard and its definitions. They will introduce new evaluation methods or the benchmarks. So let's go through all of these one by one. The first one is the popular benchmarks, the MMLU. Now it has a pro version. Pretty much it's doable knowledge, and the researchers or the others of this benchmark test set will actually remove the noise, redefine the questions to be harder, and instead of having only 4 choices for the model to pick, they include 10 multiple choices in there. So this is getting harder for the model to do. The second benchmark is GPQA, or the Google Proof Q&A benchmark. Pretty much this is a set of question answers that are actually crafted by PhD level experts in their particular field, and it's supposed to be near impossible for other person, like normal people like me or lay person, to actually answer the questions by Google, by doing internet search. But it will be very easy for an expert in the field to actually answer to the particular questions. Now, I believe this one, the author of this paper asked that the sample questions the sample of the question should not be publicly provided, so that they can safeguard this test set and prevent contamination problem. Next one is the MUSR, or the multi-step soft reasoning test, evaluation test. This is a new one. It's actually it's a complex problems that, as an example, it has some situation like a mystery, murder mysteries and object placement questions, or team allocation optimizations. So these are like real world fun and complex problems. So in order for the model to do well, it has to have a complex reasoning capability, as well as a long context window, because it has to walk through its complicated setup, as well as walk through its solving process as well. The next dataset is the math dataset. This is pretty much the mathematic aptitude test of heuristics. So it's actually a high school math problems. They actually picked really hard problems to be in this dataset. But the key of this one is that the question will be formatted in a systematic way by using LaTeX for equations and using asymptote for figures. That this benchmark is also testing both logical thinking as well as testing for output formatting. The next benchmark is the IF evaluation. It's pretty much testing how well the model follow the instructions, right? And for this one, the content the essence of this answer is less important, because this is trying to evaluate whether it will follow the instruction or not. Maybe like, okay, answer in the bullet point. So the model should answer in bullet point, or give an answer in the table. The model should follow the instruction and give us the table. Now, the last benchmark is the BBH, Big Bench Hard. This one is a subset of the Big Bench dataset. The authors of this benchmark hand-picked high-quality questions, remove the one that is noisy or untrue, and now it's going to test like algorithmic reasoning, language understanding, and some world knowledge. And this is going to be a hard benchmark as well. So we can actually go to HuggingFace blog to actually browse through samples for each of the benchmark. And this is what we are going to do now. So you can come to this blog. The link is provided in my blog at the bottom here. So, and you can come to this particular section where you can go through the benchmark samples questions in the benchmark. So let's actually, so I'm looking at the MLU Pro right now. This is sample number 5. So this is the questions. How are nutrients and waste materials transported from circulatory systems to the body's tissues? Okay, it's been a long time that I study biology, but I think this is definitely by bloodstream, right? Red blood cell, I don't know, but this is it. You have given a model 10 multiple choices to go through. So pretty much the model will need to read through all of this and try to pick the right one. At the end of the day, it will learn language understanding as well as world knowledge. The answer is number 6. Here you go. Nutrients and waste materials are transported from the circulatory system to the blood tissues through the capillaries, where exchange of materials occurs due to diffusion. Okay, I learned something new today. All right, let's pick another benchmark. The fun one is the multi-step soft reasoning, right? The multi-step soft reasoning is complex problems. Examples are something like murder mysteries, object placement questions, team allocation optimization. This is something that is actually quite complex. Okay, let's murder mysteries, object placements, team allocation. So let's go with murder mystery index number 0. You have narrative, a really long narrative here, and so this is narrative, and then the model will be asked the questions. Who is the most likely murderer? And these are the choices here. Then the answer needs to be Rex, right? Actually, if you don't have anything else to do, maybe you try if you can solve this particular problem yourself. But again, you can see that now the model actually going to learn from all these contexts and try to come up with the answer. It's going to be difficult. All right, another one is the object placements. So let's go to one of the examples here. Again, you have the narrative and quite long until the end. The question is, which location is the most likely placed? Eli would look to find the catalog notebook given the story. And you have the model will see choices and need to pick the right one. So yes, this is the MUSR, the multi-step reasoning, multi-step soft reasoning. Next one, I think let's go into the instruction following evaluation benchmark. Here we go. This is the first index here. So the prompt is, what do you call an excluded scientist who is asked to stay home? Please finish your answer with postscript starting with PPS. See, the model must answer by starting with PPS.
instruction ID, what it is. Right, here we go. This is instruction following. Let's try to see number 7 on the list. What's the difference between this and that? Use mathematical notation in your answer. This is instruction, right? This is a task, but this is how we want the model to do the task. Use mathematical instruction. Be chatty. It should be exactly 2 paragraphs only. Separate. So this is like instruction following, right? Yeah. Now let's go to the math level 5. Here we have, okay, so here we go. This is an example of the math. This is just a narrative math kind of problem right here, and the model needs to come up with a solution, and the solution we have LaTeX syntax in it. Now I think I was at number 7 before, and you can see that this is heavily LaTeX, so the model will learn how LaTeX syntax is in the questions, and also it needs to be able to produce the output using LaTeX as well. Last one, BBH. The BBH is difficult, supposed to be difficult, so there are many subsets in here. In fact, the BBH contains 23 subset questions from the big bench dataset. So let's take a look at maybe object counting. In this one, pretty much the input is this series of sentences, and the model needs to answer how many objects are there. So this is some kind of like language understanding task inside this BBH. What we do not have here is the Google Proof Q&A, because as I mentioned, the others of the benchmark wants to protect the questions answers from the public to know, so that no contamination will happen for this particular benchmark. All right, that's about the benchmark. So HuggingFace will actually implement these new 6 benchmarks in their second version of the OpenLM evaluation or leaderboard. But they go beyond that. So they are doing something for ranking this model as well. So essentially what this is going to be is, before that, HuggingFace will evaluate the performance of a model for all these 6 benchmarks, and then in order to use one metric to rank between the models, they have to do something manipulation, and usually they have done averaging before, and they have found that it's suboptimal with many reasons, and one of the reasons is that they need to do normalization before they add this thing together. And you can actually read in detail over here, but essentially if you don't normalize it, you have some of the benchmarks that have more value than it should be. So by using normalized, they can actually combine these into single metric to compare this model better. The implication of this development is that major providers will probably follow into using this benchmark, the new benchmarks, to evaluate their model and compare to other people as well. That because it's fair. I think it's better this way, and because HuggingFace is pushing it, I think they have like credibility to do so. Another leaderboard is the LMC's chatbot arena. We'll probably have to follow as well. Actually, we are going to take a look into that. The LMC's arena also uses some of the benchmarks, like the MMLU benchmarks. But now, if HuggingFace is pushing for the newer version, they probably are going to adopt that as well. And if you are actually providing LLMs to the communities, maybe you are fine-tuning a model and you want to test whether the model is doing well on the benchmarks, I think you should use these new benchmark forward. Now, before we change topic, let's go to check the LLMs. Actually, sorry, let's go to the OpenLM Leaderboard itself. So this is the OpenLM Leaderboard hosted on the HuggingFace space itself. So here you see that the MLU Pro, GPQA, IF Eval, BB Edge, and USR MAT level 5 benchmarks are actually in place. So all of the benchmarks that we just covered are actually implemented, and therefore this reflects a new normalized way, hopefully the better way to compare the models. What do we have here on top is the, I don't know how to actually pronounce it. If I'm wrong, please correct me. The Quen modeled from Alibaba actually came at the very top on the average, sum of all of these. So then we have Meta Llama 3, 70 billion parameter. All the top models are actually quite the medium-sized ones, like 70 billions. You have 35 billions here from Sapphire, the HuggingFace itself. Mixtral is 22 billions, but with a mixture of expert there. Microsoft Phi 3 medium size. I don't know how many parameters there are, but let's take a look if I can find the answer right away. It's a 14 billions parameter. Not bad, actually, compared to the others who are above, kind of like above 20 billion parameter. Here we go. 70 billions is around here. Haven't seen this one though. Maybe interesting to check out. Anyway, so this leaderboard, by the way, this is for open source LLM only. You are not going to find GPT4All in here, but generally, from papers I've seen, open source LLM are usually behind on the performance frontier compared to major closed source providers models like GPT4 or Gemini 1.5 Pro. And that's why we are going to take a look at the LLMC's chatbot arena leaderboard next. So you can come to here and you can find yourself a latest or most update arena battle between the chatbot in there. I actually have made a video a few months ago about chatbot arena, so feel free to actually go there for detail. But look at this, the full leaderboard will still have the old benchmarks like the MT bench and the MLU over here. But a good thing about the chatbot arena is that they pit two models together and they ask humans to evaluate which one is better before reviewing which model it is to the user. And that way is a blind study, right? And this is the direct empirical measurement of how human will like these bots. So at the bottom, you can see here GPT4All reign above all of them. Now it's hard to see the tiers. I think, like, if I may, there is only one king here, GPT4All, and you have the second tier models like Claude 3.5, Sonnet. Lots of people love that, and Gemini over here. So yeah, so you have your pick. Who you want to be. Again, I want to stress out here, if you want to compare two models together, come to the bottom and you can see a match, right? So this is like a GPT 1.5 Pro having a duel with, let's say, Gemini 1.5 Flash itself. It's from the same provider. The Pro is more competent, but the Flash less competent, but quicker, more efficient. And you can see the fraction of wins there. So like 55% of the time, human prefer Gemini 1.5 Pro compared to the Gemini 1.5 Flash. That's it for this particular topic. So basically, now you have a better evaluation benchmarks for if you compare the models. All right, let's go to the next topic. But actually, before we go, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We are at Case Done. We are on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Substack, or even on GitHub. You can find our codes on there as well. The next topic is about a tool. I want to show you a tool that allows you to use RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation Assistant, on your machine. And this is going to be by using Nomics GPT4All. So let's take a look at how you can get this to your computer. You can go to Nomic.ai website, and let's do that right now. For example, Nomic.ai. Here we go. This is Nomic. You can actually now see GPT4All at the top right corner. Click there, and you can download this software to your computer, make your installation. Once you have finished, it's going to be in the, well, for me, in my Mac, it's going to be here. You can launch it, and it will pop up like so. So this is the interface for a GPT4All from Nomic. You have home that you can start chatting. You can also define your files, because we are talking about RAG, right? This tool makes it easy for anyone to set up RAG Assistant, Retrieval Augmented Generation Assistant. You can chat without any documents. You can chat with it like a ChatGPT as well. But before that, you need to define your model. And I have, so you can click download model, and you can see what is available. You can search what is available and download it as well. What I have done is I have already downloaded Llama 3 Instruct. They also provide a interface to communicate with ChatGPT as well. So if you find like ChatGPT4 or this program, the GPT4 will ask you to provide an API key, and this is what I did. I provided the API key, and now this model is available for me to use. I also downloaded this embedding model, but maybe you don't need to. And the way it works is very easy. If I want to chat away, I just click this one, new chat, and I can select the model that I want to use as my chat. Maybe I want to use Llama 3 Instruct. Now I select it, and I should be able to use it. Okay, let me try. Hello, I'm Benz. What is it going to do? Now you see that it's now Llama 3 Instruct. Trying to search. Oh, I'm sorry. I have clicked this one, so I shouldn't have clicked it. So let me just do that. Okay. My apologies. Let me just clean everything up. So I deselect this. I deselect the local document. So let's see how it's going to do. Now it's going to act like a typical chatbot, right? I ask, I tell it I'm bent, so it responds nicely. Suppose maybe it didn't know that. Okay, let me just delete this one. Let's start proper. Okay, select Llama 3 Instruct, and I'm saying, Amends, how are you? Nice to meet you, I'm doing well, blah blah blah. So right now it's using Llama 3 to converse with me. And that's it. You can use it as is, no problem. But you can also configure your model. Go to the setting, come to model, and then you can define your system prompt to whatever you need, right? To actually prime your system better. But I'm going to leave it as is for now. What is more fun, more interesting is the local docs, where you can let the program know that this is my document. I want to chat with my document. And this is what I have done. I have defined 3 local documents, and I can use it to ask later on. So let me just show you an example of how to do local documents right here. So I'm going to remove this one for now. So what do we do here is we click Add Collection. I will add a name, NVIDIA report. I am going to browse to the location, the folder that I keep my file, and it's actually in demo here. You need to come into the folder before you click open. You cannot just select this one. This is not going to work. If you do this, everything here will be in the destination. So you need to go into the folder before you can select it. And you can see that, okay, it's here. Now, when you are happy with it, click creation. And now the program knows that this is new. It needs to create an embedding. So it will handle it automatically. And because the document is really small, now it has finished it, right? But I also have done something more. Like I have my lecture notes from the MBA course that I studied. I put it here, so it should be able to answer some of the MBA concepts for me. So let me just show you what kind of MBA documents that I have given it. Oh, that's AI. Here we go. I have about concepts about marketing. Something like account summary, cash flow, stocks, bonds, balance sheets, and so on. I also have lecture notes about marketing, like fundamental, building brands, A/B testing, pricing, for example. And the last one that I give it is the strategy, business strategy, like strategic analysis, corporate level, M&A, international strategies, and so on. So these are the document model. I also gave it open white papers from consulting companies like Deloitte as well. And this one is about using AI in companies. This is a really good paper that I use it to help my company incorporating AI into our workflow. So I give it to the AI the way that I showed you. So now we should be able to actually chat with it. So in order to chat with your document, you come to the chat interface here. And let's start fresh. So I am going to create a new chat. I'm going to still use the Llama 3 instruct, but I need to select the local documents that I want to talk to. Let's try the MBA first. So I want to ask, what is a bond? Now, it's supposed to look through all these files, more correctly, the embeddings of these chunked files, file chunks, whatever, and come up with the closest chunk to my questions in vector space and retrieve that chunk and answer it to me. By the way, I have another video on RAG. I think it's in the playlist now, so you can actually learn more about RAG from those videos. Here it is. It's trying to answer me. By the way, I'm running this locally. Llama 3 is on my laptop right now. That's why it's super slow compared to when we usually use ChatGPT. But again, this is local. Here we go. It has finished. This is the bond. The answer about bond. Bond is a type of investment instrument that allows an investor to lend money to a borrower in exchange for regular interest payments and in eventual return of their principal amount, blah, 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 and so on. And eventually, at the end, it has provided a source. So this comes from this particular PDF, bonds. You can double click and you will get to see the actual documents that the model based its answers from. So bond is a debt instrument, right? So I think its answer is pretty good. Maybe I will try it again with the YTM, because if I'm new to the company or new to this financial world, I might not know what YTM means. What YTM means? It's doing its magic again, looking for embeddings that are close to this particular embeddings and retrieve the context and answer it for me. So YTM stands for yield to maturity. That is correct, right? Yield to maturity, the total return anticipated on the bond if the bond is held until maturity. A financial term that refers to the total rate of return an investor can expect from holding a bond until its maturity date. So you have it. This is a quick way, very easy way to have your RAG set up on your laptop. You can use a local local model like Llama 3. You can use an API based models like ChatGPT, and then I'll show it to you in a few seconds after this guy is finished. But yes, this is easy, and I think for the interface it's quite easy to use. Now for the sake of time, I am going to create another new chat, but I'm going to use ChatGPT for this one because it's going to be faster. Now let's see if it can select the right files if I ask our different things. Let's say if I want to ask for highlight from NVIDIA financial report. Give me highlight from NVIDIA financial report. It doesn't know yet. Look at that. Maybe there's something wrong with the way the API calls and this application is made. I actually found this one out during my trial as well. Let's ask the same questions, or just to be clear, just to be fair. So let's ask the same question about a bond. And what is a bond? A bond is a type of investment lending. Now it's good. Okay. What is YTM? Not bad. At least you see that it's faster than using Llama 3, right? Now I want to go back to this guy. So you can click your previous chats and relive it again. I am going to what is it? Erase and reset the chat. Now let's do not include all of these just yet. Let me ask about Blackwell. What is Blackwell? Highlight. Wow. Look, this is a financial report. Here we go. And Blackwell is somewhere here. Let me try another way. So I will ask for this. Q2F25 Outlook. Tell me about this. Is following revenue expected to be $28 billions with a possible variation, plus or minus 2. Is it correct? Yes. Gross margin 74.8, 75.5. Gross margin, wow, not bad. Sequential growth is expected in all market platform. Operating expense is expected to be approximately 4B and 2.8B. Okay. Tax is 17%. So it seems like it's doing well in answering these questions, but when I asked about Blackwell, it couldn't perform. It couldn't do it. And could be because the way the embedding is handled in this app can cause a problem. Let me ask this. Enable. What does NVIDIA Blackwell enable? Let's do it. What does NVIDIA Blackwell enable? If it fails to do this, it must have been because of the embedding that actually takes place at the back. Now, enables real-time generative AI on trillion parameter large language model, and this is right. Okay, at up to 20x lower total cost of ownership. Yeah, 25x. That's right. Okay, so maybe this questions, the question that I asked and it couldn't do it, is not right. Okay, it might not be able to find the right vector embedding that of the context that match well with my question. But you know, to be honest, what I've seen here, or even what I've tried is I need to actually test the model by looking at these facts and ask the model. This is not usual. I still feel unease with its answer. I need to check whether it's true or not. So use this tool with a grain of salt. You know, like you are not going to know if the model actually get the facts right or it's made up or hallucinating. But at least it gives you something, right? At least it gives you where it has looked for. And you know, if the file is really big, then you are going to have a problem going to find the exact paragraph or the exact place where the AI used that code to answer you. So make sure that you split the document well. Yes. Okay. This is it for GPT4All. I think it's a great tool if you want to set up something quick on your laptop. Maybe you can host it on a server as well, but you need to take a look into Nomics GitHub now, which is outside of the scope of my my show today. All right, we can move on to the next topic. In the next topic, we are going to talk about Vertex AI. It's from Google. We are going to look into its offered tools like agent builders and RAG and perhaps more. Now, I picked Google Cloud Platform because it's easy to use. I use it on my own computer as well, and it has quite some capability, especially with the Gemini 1.5 Pro. It's quite easy to use, and to be honest, when you sign up, you will get $300 credit to try, and it's worth a try. All right, so what you needed to do is to sign up for Google Cloud Platform. And when you sign up, you will create a project, and everything you do will be tied to a particular project. You can have more than one projects in your account. I have created this project called casenon.general, and everything I do here will be build inside this project. So far I have used about okay, I don't know where it went, but I should be able to see it here. So far I've used only $10 for about a few hours of using here and there. What I want to introduce to you guys today is the Vertex AI Studio. It has quite a easy to use UI interface for users to actually get started with AI really quickly. Prompts, and you can actually get codes and run into the Jupyter notebook as well. So here we go. When you sign up and made your project already, come to Vertex AI. You can access it via this stack, or if you don't find it here, you search it up there and it should be there. And inside Vertex AI, you have a lot of tools, and this tool can be as deep as developing your own models, custom made, or a little bit higher level, automating the machine learning training for you, or then the last upper layer is just user interface to use large language model, and this is what we are going to do today. Now, before we actually go that, let's walk through a garden, a model garden. It is actually the model that's available for your disposal on Google Cloud platform. Definitely models from Google itself, but you can you have models from other providers as well. Let's see, where did I go? Here, show all. All the fundamental models are here. Claude 3 is here. Gemma 2, Poly, Gemma, Llama 3, Lava model. Wow, Mistral is here as well. This is just an easy way to use models. But if you want to use OpenAI, I'm not sure it's here, but you can always use OpenAI API inside Jupyter Lab that you can host on Google Cloud Compute Engine right here. It's a typical way that we will develop. It's just similar to what I developed using Visual Studio Code. But again, this is the model garden. You have a lot of models to choose from. Now, let's go back to the Vertex AI dashboard. Let's go to, I actually want to show you the Vertex AI Studio right here. Okay, come to the overview and then you can see the overview, right? Vertex AI provided a lot of things. The first thing that I want you to check is the prompt gallery. It gives you an idea of what capabilities that you can do. What can generative AI can do, right? This one is a chatbot that provides positive and cheerful response. Ad copy. This one writes an ad copy for different topics from a product description. Looks could be useful and easy to use. Let's try this one. So you click on it, and then it will come up with an interface and populate it with some prompts. So give you an example of what to do. Here we go. You have an option to edit a system prompt or system instruction, but I'm going to leave it for now. Now, this is the prompt part. This is your responsibility. Need to make a good prompt. For this one, it says, for each of the following categories, create three one sentence and add copies using the product's description provided. This is the product description. Chromecast. And it wants the category to be this one. So just to be fair, just to be clear, let me just delete it. Assuming that I'm happy with this prompt, what I would do next is I would just hit submit. But as you can see here, these are the amount of tokens that this prompt takes, right? And it's going to cost you some money when you trigger it, because this is not local, this is on Google Cloud platform. Before I click submit, on the right hand side you have a place where you can configure this prompt generation. You can select the model that you want. There are a lot of choices there. The Flash is the newest one, less capability than less capable compared to 1.5 Pro, but efficient. And you can also choose a region, Iowa, why not? Temperature is about the creativity that you want. Because this is an ad copy, maybe I want the model to have high creativity. I would just increase the temperature. Output token limits, you can do that too. You can configure all these things. Ground model responses, this is what we look for, but do not, we have a better way of doing this, so don't pay too much attention in here. You can do it, but it's quite tricky. Anyway, so I'm leaving everything as it is for now, and then I'll hit submit when I'm ready. What it's doing, calculating and give me answers, right? So yes, each of the categories will get 3 one-sentence ad copy. For scarcity, it is don't miss out on the ultimate TV experience. Chromecast is selling fast. Grab yours before they're gone. So this is like, yeah, sure, one-liner ad that will trigger fear of the consumers about the scarcity that might befall on the Chromecast. But there you have it. This is a way of using prompt, basic prompt, right? This is similar to going on to ChatGPT and asked it. Not 100% similar because you cannot chat with it. It's just a one-turn prompt, right? All right. Let me just decrease my zoom a little bit. Now, on the top here, you have other things you can do as well. You can take notes, sure. You can convert it to structured, where now you have an easy way to use few shot prompting. This is examples that you need to give it to the model to learn. Put it here. Input, desired output, another input, desired output, and your actual input will be here. So by clicking the structured tab, you have a place for you to put, well, at least in the UI or the console form, you have a place for you to trigger few shot prompting. Another trick is if you want to, I'll convert it back to freeform. If you want to copy and paste it to, if you want to actually do it in coding style, but you have already experimented here on this interface, this button actually give you code. You can copy a code, the whole thing, and paste it to your Jupyter notebook or whatever, or you can even open a notebook from here, right? And then once you have that in a notebook, you can fine-tune it the way you want. So yeah, this makes it easy for you to quickly craft the prompt and see if it works or not. And when it works, come here and get it into the code, and maybe you can serve it as an API endpoint. Now I am going to go back, continue without saving. Okay, you can go on and see different things here, audio, video, question and answer. This is a capability of Gemini 1.5 versions, the Pro and the Flash. They are multi-modal at heart, meaning they can take in text, audio, images, videos as an output all together at the same time. I have a video to show you, but later, but not now. So yes, we are in the prompt gallery. So I encourage you to find inspiration of what generative AI can do in here. All right, next one. before I actually dive into the multimodal, I will show you what these things are. Language is an older version of Google have made. This is probably the first one that they have released to the public. So pretty much it's the same thing as I just showed you. If you want to have a chat, okay, this is exactly the same thing. You see this interface before, so I'm not going to cover it. But for a chat, a conversation, you can do it here. You can have specialized chat, code chat, or just typical chat like a ChatGPT. It's going to be the same thing, except that now you can converse with it, right? So just take the same example. Hello, I'm Benz. Now, yeah, I'm talking to a 1.5 Flash for now. Let's say I'm bored. What can I do? There we go. It's similar to what you will use with ChatGPT, but for this one, it's only text, right? You don't have options to upload files or images or video at all. So yeah, just to show you this is possible, but I don't want you to really use it that much. Now they have a vision, so this is supposed to be much better at working with images. Well, I haven't had any access to it yet, but yeah, it's supposed to be better at that. Speech, you can do speech as well. Text to speech, type in your text, you'll get an audio back, or speech to text. Put in some audio file, and then it will transcribe it for you, right? Here we go. That's it. This is pretty much it. Please try on your own time. I think this is interesting. But I will guide you to what I think is more exciting, the multi-modal modeled. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the overview. Okay. Not the overview. I think I have lost where it is. Oh, anyway, I think I'll come back to it. So let's come to the multi-modal modeled. They have a lot of examples for inspiring you again. So this one will extract elements of a hurricane from a chart. So if you have a chart in an image, you can ask it to extract information. For example, like this one, it asks the Gemini to create a description of the diagram. To actually take a look at how it works, you can click in there, and this is the prompt, very concise. Can you convert the detailed information in this chart to a table? If you're happy with it, maybe I want to reduce temperature. I want facts. I don't want any creativity at all. And then you click submit. Here we go. This is the extracted information from a chart. Maybe I'll do this. First, convert first, I'm writing a better prompt. I want the model to first convert detailed information in the chart table, then you write what's the word? I'm trying to have it write a noteworthy information in a paragraph. Maybe now, maybe I want it to be a little bit more creative in writing my summary. Here we go. Now it's writing charts, and then it's writing the noteworthy information. This chart shows the percentage of people fully vaccinated and partly vaccinated against COVID-19 in 10 countries as of September 2021. China has the highest vaccination rate, 75%, and that's it. Yeah, this is how you will use multimodal model. You give it images, and then the task in text prompt. Now, it's recommended that in the multimodal input, you put, if you have only one image or one video, put the image or the video first before you describe what you need the model to do. And this is kind of makes sense. You most likely that you want your task to be closer to the end. This one is about question answering. This one is pretty fun one. Automatically fill a form in a target from a source. If you open it, you will actually see two images right here. This is the source document and this is target. So this will actually help you fill in the form rather easily. So here's your target form. What's the field name in the red box? What the value should be. Here we go. If you redo this correctly, you can actually automate this form filling for you, right? Think about you have this form and then you ask the LLM to create a JSON pair between field and information, and this JSON as an output gets sent to form filling automation bot. That's great. All right, now videos. Video, guys. This Gemini 1.5 Pro can understand video. You can give a video to it and ask things. Now, the problem with the video is that it takes a lot of tokens. I have done it for you. I don't want to run it again. But the thing is, you need to upload your video somewhere. So let me just try to show you how it works, and then we will revisit my chat later. So in order to start a multi-turn prompt design, I want multi-turn now. You just click open. Now, let me just reduce it. I want to upload a video, attach a video to this chat. The way to do it is here. You can either load directly from your computer if the file is smaller than 7 megabytes, but the video is long. So what you need is actually use cloud storage. You need to use cloud storage. What is cloud storage? Cloud storage is another tool in Google Cloud Platform. You can access it via this one. So it actually acts like a hard disk for you. It doesn't look like user-friendly, but essentially it is a hard disk. So what you need to do here is create a bucket. A folder now is called a bucket. So you need to create a bucket in order to load files or folder in there. Click create. Name your bucket to whatever you want. Let's say test done video demo, well, yeah, 2. You can click the region. It's going to have effects on the cost, but I'm using free credits right now, so I'm just going to use multi-region default value. The type of this storage class. This is actually affecting the cost as well. If you are going to use it often, pick standard. If you are going to use it less and less, use nearline, coldline, or archive, depending on what it is. For the sake of time, I'm just going to choose standard. Now, this is access control. I'm just going to use everything default for now, right? And what I will get is a bucket. Here is my bucket. It's actually enlisted in, if you go to this panel, it's actually enlisted here. So I will click that in order to get to the tools that allows me to upload a file. And this is what you do. You upload a file. I have put my file in here. Here we go. Then you submit upload, and you will upload it to your bucket. I have done that for a different bucket right here. Here we go. It's the same file, right? I don't want to upload it again. Now, this is the way you delete it. You select that and you select delete bucket and type in delete to confirm your action. All right, that bucket will be gone. We don't need to wait until it's finished. So let's come back to our chat interface, right? So assuming that you have created the bucket, upload the video. Now you are about to attach a video to a prompt. So you now click this one. You can click now click cloud storage, go to the bucket like this one, and click a video and select. Here it is. Now the video is there, and you can see that this video has about almost 90,000 tokens, right? And the way it's, go take a look into how Gemini 1.5, this one is a flash, calculates, converts a video into token, and somehow it has about this much now. So it's going to cost you a lot, right, to analyze a video. And now you are ready. Oh, damn, I click enter. I hit enter. I can stop now. That's bad. Here we go. What can I do? Can I go back? I'm not sure if I can go back. Anyway, just so be careful when you hit submit prompt here. So this is a mistake, right? I'm glad I made this mistake for you guys. Anyway, so you need to press shift enter to get to the next. Let me try it again. I'm not going to run it, but I just want to show you. So select here to get to the next line, do shift enter, and then you can start typing your prompt. Anyhow, so this is about attaching files. Now, I'm using video right now, but you can attach other files into the chat as well. And in terms of the capability, I can just show you what I checked with it. So summarize this video in detail. What is this video, you asked? This video is a video that I traveled to Japan and using Hi Gemini. Everyone, welcome back. And using Gemini while I am at it. Where exactly is it? I think it's in my video. Here is this one. So I have gone through a lot of things here. There are 3 main points about using generative AI when you traveled. And you know, I have a scene where I was standing in front of Mount Fuji, right? Okay, this is about this video. So I actually asked it to summarize this video in detail and answer in bullet point, and it did really well. A man traveling in Japan and using Google Gemini as a new AI tool to help him. Asked Gemini about Japanese manner. I did. Gemini recommend that he mindful of noise level. Yes, that's right. I asked for cafe recommendations. I got it. Asked for pictures of a cafe. Yes, that's right. Also, change his questions to search for ramen shop. I did that too. Asked for a coffee shop. That's right. I show now at the end of the video. I show the lake hotel. This is not right. Right? It's a lake. It's a hotel by the lake, not lake hotel. Anyway, he says hard to find information on the internet, especially in Japanese. That's right. This is what I said. Okay, nothing about it is about a mountain, right? And then I asked, find a time where he is in front of a mountain. It said 3:41. Let's go to 3:41. 3:41. This is 3:41. and it starts. Yeah, this is where it starts. 3, 4, 2, 1. So it actually can find the moment in time of whatever particular event that is happening, right? And then I ask, what mountain is that? It's Mount Fuji. So it's actually recognizes this not so vague mountain, and it decided this is Mount Fuji. Could be a combination of the fact that this video is Japan and that kind of mountain shape is Mount Fuji. Could be. But you see, it's potential, right? I think this is great. I think there are a lot of applications that you can build with multi-models, models who know video, images, audio, and text. Lots of application for sure. But again, be mindful of the tokens. It can be really, really expensive. And you know, if I type a prompt, it's still about this much because of we are in a chat mode, right? And it will have everything so far in the context, and that means this whole video thing is going to be passed, and so on and so on and so on. So for each hit, you are using about the whole amount. So how many hits I have? This is a first hit, user hit, second user hit, third user hit. So I used about 3 times this amount now, like 270 tokens. Well, 270,000 tokens just to ask about this thing. So be mindful of what you can do and the amount of tokens that it will need. Cool. All right. Okay, I think we are ready. We are almost ready to go into a really exciting one, Agent Builder. But actually before that, I want to bring you guys to models that Google have released it for us. You have a Gemini model. Lots of Gemini's version. So now it's recommended to use 1.5 Flash to start with. But if you want more capability, more brain, 1.5 Pro is a go. Okay, you have other models as well. I haven't used it. I think I will try later on. But this is the thing that I want to bring you guys to. It's more detail about this kind of model. Let's take a look at Gemini 1.5 Pro first. The capability is it is able for grounding, the RAG application, right? It's able for that. Tuning, no. System instruction, yes. You can provide instruction. It can provide JSON support, yes. Maximum number of tokens is here. Output 2 million input tokens. It's huge context window. But here, I want to actually bring your focus to here, all these things here. Maximum video length is approximately 1 hour. With frame only. With audio now it's reduced. Yes, they may be separated into different embeddings. I'm not sure. Maximum number of videos per prompt, 10 videos. This is crazy. Images, don't see it here. Maximum PDF, you can provide size like up to 30 megabytes. For 1.5 Flash, you can have as many as 3,000 images per prompt. That is crazy. The video, the amount of video, the video length is about the same. This is crazy. This is a lot of capability for a model for you to use. So yeah, make sure you come down here to see its amazing capability, in which it's going to get better and better in the future. All right, now we are in the next phase where we are going to play with a new tool, Agent Builder from Google Cloud Platform. Where to go for it? It's first, it's not inside Vertex AI. So yeah, I don't know why it makes things a little bit more difficult to find. If you don't find it, go into this and type in Agent Builder, click here, and the first thing, if you haven't done it, you need to enable this API. So just click the API, click enable the API, and then you'll be able to get to this interface. There are things to know. Most important things are apps and data stores. But to walk you through it, let's focus on this agent that I've made. I've made this agent to be helping me retrieving knowledge about the MBA course that I've learned. So when I click the agent, when I click that, by the way, right now I'm in Agent Builder, right? And somehow it uses the same icon as Vertex AI. God, make your UI better, more clear. Anyway, so when I click this agent, I am going to get into another tool called Agent Console. You are not going to see the same thing on the left hand panel. But essentially, this is an interface for you to name your agent, define a goal for this guy. For this one, a goal for this MBA professor is be helpful to answer about any topics related to the MBA. And I give it an example, knowledge including basic of accounting, marketing, business strategies, for example. Instruction is a place where you get into the detail of what this agent needs to do, and it is actually encouraged to put it into a list or in order from first to last, step by step of the actions that this agent needs to do. For this guy, I wanted to make sure that it understands the user's question. It can ask relevant, clarifying questions if absolutely needed to, and it needs to use a tool. And this tool is a RAG tool. I'll tell you later in a few minutes. But this tool, this statement says use the tool to do your best in answering to accounting related questions. Why? Because I'm only having accounting tool for now, right? Then the last one is if you cannot find the tool useful for answering the questions, you might admit, oops, a typo, you must admit that you cannot answer to it. Now this is the instruction. Then you define a tool. And one of the tools that I have now is the MBA accounting tool, in which it's a RAG tool. So let's go to it and see what it is. So before that, I'm going to save because I made some adjustment there. So I'm going back. I'm going to a tool bar, and I have this tool, MBA accounting tool. This is data store type. Pretty much this is a RAG tool. It will connect this tool to a data store in which you contain your documents for this tool to retrieve. Now it's going to sound complicated, so before we move on, I would like to show you this flow. That tool allows you to create an agent, and then you want to equip your agent with the tool. And one of the tools is a data store. Pretty much this allows RAG or retrieval augmented generation to happen. And in order to do that, you need to have your files or your documents kept in a place, pretty much a cloud storage. This is the flow, right? Okay, back to this. Again, this is my tool. A tool is now divided to be a data store. And this is a data store that I am connected to. It is MBA accounting, which is in the cloud storage. I'm going to show you a way to do this. Now, let me go back to do this. Where was I? All right. You also need to provide a good description for a tool. This is essential because the agent will look into the description of a tool to see if it needs to use this tool. Should it use this tool or should it pick the other? So make sure that this description is well written and specific to the tool. Make the tool stand out to a particular problem. Now, I'm going to walk you through defining a tool. Why? Because we are going to equip a new tool to my agent, MBA Professor. So I want to create a new tool and I want to dump my documents about marketing, MBA marketing course in it. Where are these documents? I have already uploaded to the cloud storage. It's in this bucket. This bucket has many sub buckets in it, and my documents are in here, MBA marketing folder, and all these are all the documents. So let's go back to where we are. Right here, we are in the tool. So let me just move it here. We are in the agent console. We are in the tool tab. We are going to now create a tool. I click create a tool. I want to call it MBA marketing. The type of this tool is a data store. There are other types like OpenAI API tool. This allows your agent to call through that call API to other services, get information back, and answer with that particular information. But this is probably the future video. Now we focus on RAG. We need to use data store tool. So I am going to let's write use this tool to answer to MBA related questions strictly about marketing. Yes, maybe I can do better, but it's okay for now. Now, this document is a PDF. It's called an unstructured document. So I need to select this unstructured document, but I don't have a data store. So I need to create a data store first. That thing will bring me to here. This is where I will create a data store. Data store is actually inside Agent Builder. Okay, let's do that. So it's actually the same thing as you will click, if you will click data store and click create data store over here, same page, right? Now my source is already in cloud storage. So the source is going to be select as a data storage, and I need to select unstructured document. Now I am going to select where my files are. So it's in the folder. So I need to go Google Cloud Storage. Go into this bucket and go into the folder in it. Here I'm selecting the whole folder, MBA marketing, and I can click continue, put it where it will be global. I don't mind. Now you have options to process your document. The default one, the basic parser, is the digital one. I will try the layout parser. The layout parser is actually going to keep headings as is, and if I enable this option, the heading will actually accompany the text, the chunks. All right, everything is done. Source defined, data defined, configuration done. So I can click create. Oh, forget to name this data store. Now, what should I name it? The previous one I named it MBA accounting. So I am going to name it MBA marketing. I'm not particularly creative. Anyway, create. And this should create a data store for me. And the data store will probably load the files, cut the files into chunks, and transform each chunk to a vector embedding. This is the concept of RAG. Okay, I have my data store in place. I think I should be able to connect it to the tool here. So again, now I'm back. We are back at the agent console. We are configuring tools. We are in the stage where I can refresh my data store and attach a marketing data store we just created to this particular tool. This tool is marketing data store, directly correlated to this one. So I'm happy with my choice. I can save it. All right, look at that. My tool is done. Is it? Yeah, I have two tools now. I'm worried about my data stores. Where is it? Ah, here. This is my data store. Okay. If I refresh, I'm not sure if it is. I'm a little bit worried about this one, but let's see how it works out. Okay, now we have two tools. We are going to attach this tool to an agent. So we are going to go back to the agent tab, enter the agent configuration. Now I'm going to say use tool MBA marketing to do your best in answering marketing related question. Hopefully it works. Okay, let me just save it. Now I can easily test my agent on the right hand side panel. So this one, the brain is going to be Gemini 1.0 Pro. I don't know why they do not provide 1.5 Pro yet, but let's see. Okay, first let me just say something that doesn't really need any tools. Hello there. Beans. Right, no agent there. I'm sorry, no tool needed. Only one agent, MBA professor. So let's ask about, I want to know more about a bond. It should use the MBA accounting tool. Now see, it has used the MBA accounting tool. If you expand that, how can I move? Okay, you can see that this is the query. It has retrieved this guy from this document, this guy from that document, and so on, before it has formed the answer right here. The bond is a debt instrument that allows an investor to loan money for a defined period of time in exchange for particular regular interest payment. Okay, the document, the accounting tool seems to be okay, but let me try it again. What is cash flow statement? Is it using the right tool? Here we go. Cash flow statement. This is the answer. It's a summary of all cash transaction during a given period. That's right. Using this particular one. So a good thing is you can actually copy and paste Oh. Oh, I didn't copy and paste the whole thing, did I? Not sure if I can copy and paste this guy. Can I? Oh, yeah, I can. Well, so you have a way to actually retrieve that for the whole, the original document. There we go. It's fine by me. Now, I want to know if my marketing tool is ready. So let me ask, what is a marketing tagline for? It is now using MBA marketing tool, but somehow it says I cannot answer to that questions. So let's take a look at it. Oh, maybe, okay, I think maybe the tool is not correctly configured yet. Okay, let's check if a tool is ready. So we go back to this tool, either marketing. Is there any problem here? I am refreshing it. So I think this is the problem here. It's not connected to any app. So if I click it, it says it's still processing for data. Okay. Let me try again. Making it again. My hypothesis is here. When I click create, actually, you know what? I am going to, so when I click create data store here, it jumps to here. It jumps to this page, right? And then I do not use it right away. I click this one first and then come back. So I'm just going to don't do that. I am going to stay with the flow. So let's continue with that. So select the cloud storage, unstructured. I am going to go browse for you know what? It might be better to actually create another tool. So let's create another tool, but right now this tool is going to be for strategy. So my tool is MBA strategies. It's still the data store. So use this tool to answer about business strategy that is related about business strategy as based on I think okay, that should be okay. Okay, now I am going to create data store. I am going to select. It's hilarious that I'm solving problems on live channel, but I'm glad. Run into a problem so you guys don't need to waste your time. So here we go. I am going to call this thing strategies. One thing, in order to be exactly the same as MBA marketing, I need to choose this one. This could be a culprit, but I hope it doesn't. Okay. Is it done? Is it done? It's almost done. So what we have done here, we have created another data store, and then we are going to attach it to this tool, the new tool, MBA strategy. That's it. The tool is saving the tool. Now we have 3 tools. We'll go back to the agent and make sure that he knows that the tool is now available. Use tools, MBA strategy to do your best. in answering to business. Two questions related to business strategies. Okay, that is the safe. All right, now let's go back, restart the chatbot, reset everything. Oops. Do you agree to use in US region? Sure. Okay. Now, strategies. Let's try marketing again. Hello, ambience. This should be fine. Okay. Now, what is material marketing? No, what is the marketing tagline? 4. Hopefully it can answer. A tagline is a short, memorable phrase that is used to identify a brand or a product. Is it designed to be easy to remember and to convey the key message of the brand? Somehow this got it right. Okay. Looks like the tool is properly configured now. Looks like it's properly configured. So it's got this one from building your brand. Okay, now let's go check. Okay, the data stores, the marketing. The marketing is still seen as not connected, but it works. Well, I think this way works as well. So everything now is processed done right. So maybe, okay, the bug before was that it took a while for these files to be processed for the marketing experts here. So for the strategies, now it's processing the data. So if I use it now, it shouldn't be able to answer strategy related questions. Okay, what is M&A? This merger and acquisition. Right, I think the marketing, the strategy tool is still not processed correctly. So while it's already doing that, so let me just recap of what we have done here. So we are using Agent Builder tool. Agent Builder on Google Cloud Platform is a UI, user interface, where you can easily define an agent, we call an app, and easily define data stores for RAG-based applications. And you have seen how to, at least a starting point for how to configuring the agents here. For instructions, the samples of instruction, you can find it here by clicking this button. The flow is going to be like this. You define your agent first, and if you want it to have tools, come back to the tools tab. For RAG, you need data source, data store. It allows you to retrieve document and the LLM to generate answer based on that document. And for that, in order to use data store, you need to put your files onto the cloud storage. One of the ways is to onto the cloud storage. And this is what we did. Now, what is cool is that it has provided ways to integrate quite easily with many other chat channels like Messenger, Slacks, Discord. This is the way. So spend some time doing that if you would like to. Alright, so let's see if this guy is finished, so I can put it to rest. The strategy is not ready yet, guys. So hopefully, let's try it again. What is M&A? I don't think it can handle it. Alright, so the RAG tool is not ready for the bot to answer right now. But you can see, you have seen the capabilities, right? You find the tools, upload the files, even though it takes some time for for Google Cloud Platform to process it. Eventually it will come around and you'll get to use it. You can you have settings that allows you to configure of these things like logging information, what is it like, yeah, reconfigure the LLMs that will be used, but yeah, you can explore that as well. Yes, that's pretty much it for today. To summarize, we have covered a new version of the Open LLM Leaderboard by HuggingFace. It's going to be a new standardized way to compare newer models. The benchmarks are getting harder and getting cleaned up with quality. So I expect that we can see, we can compare the model clearer and in a better quality. And the second topic is you have seen how to use a free tool, GPT4All from Nomics, to enable you to do RAG, retrieval augmented generation, on your machine. You can use Llama 3, or you can, if you wish, you can use OpenAI API for this as well. But this is a great and open source and free user interface for you to use RAG for yourself or for your team or for your business. Last one, we went through Vertex AI in quite, yeah, not bad. Like we went through a lot about the ready-made user interface tools for using foundation models like Gemini 1.5 Pro. You have seen RAG-based agent builder, and you have seen multimodal model where you can ask it to analyze a video. It's a lot for one day, but I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you very much for staying with us this long. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We are at YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Stack, GitHub, and X. Case done by AI. And have a good day.